Okay, okay. Well, that's much better. But tell me again. So you're a professor.
I'm an associate professor of history at St. Lawrence University
Mhm.
and a senior non-resident fellow at the Project for Middle East Democracy.
Okay, great. And excuse my ignorance. Where is St. Lawrence?
St. Lawrence is in Canton, New York.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, my question will be very brief. Basically, we know that Erdogan came here to visit with the president, but to try to or pretend to try to get him to withdraw his support from the for the YP whatever, yeah, the Syrian Kurds. And the other thing that he wanted was wait a minute, what was the
The
other thing?
extradition of
Yes, the extradition of Fethullah Gulen. So we don't think that he got any of those things. And in the statement, if you watch them, they didn't kind of mention that. So my question is, what do you think, what kind of deal he could have gotten from President Trump that would placate him?
Um, well, I think that there's several possibilities. He's unlikely to get the extradition of Fethullah Gulen, but he might have gotten greater support in pressuring Gulenist organizations within the United States. He might have also gotten support from President Trump on the case of Reza Zarrab, who is being tried uh, for breaking the embargo of Iran and has close relations with the Erdogan government. And there's also it's very likely that he got additional support on internal security in within Turkey against the PKK and possibly a Hoke to for Turkey to attack Sinjar. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, to attack Sinjar in northern Iraq.
Oh, I see. Can you say a little bit more about Gulen? Because my understanding is that Gulen now has even some supporters in the Middle East, even in Turkey, who thinks that who say that he's not guilty of any of masterminding the coup.
Yeah, I think that it's likely that he that that Fethullah Gulen is not directly involved, and certainly many of the people who are targeted in the crackdown were not involved. But there's that's it would be a political victory for President Erdogan to have the United States government go after the Gulenist organizations within the United States, not just because of the coup, but also because the Gulenists are seen as a rival of uh, uh, of Erdogan within Turkey.
And how would the United States go after Golanists? In what way?
Well, if it was to do so, it would do so by instructing the Justice Department to look at the financing of Glennis schools in the United States, for it to look at the immigration, the visas of people working at Glennis schools, etc. So the way to go that the United States were inclined to do so, to go after the Gulenists, wouldn't be to go after Fethullah Gulen himself, but rather to go after the network that supports him.
Right, right, right. Why do you think Erdogan came for this visit in any case? Because they were going to meet at the G7, I believe, or sometime soon, somewhere in Europe. Why was it important for Erdogan to come here?
Well, I think it gives Erdogan greater legitimacy at home. I think it demonstrates that he is a world leader, that he's taken seriously by other world leaders, and I think that while it's unlikely for Erdogan to get much satisfaction on the YPG, I think that he came with the hopes that he might be able to get some leverage on that issue.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think Erdogan will placate his supporters at home? Because in addition to that visit, which he also visited with Putin recently, what can he tell his public?
Well, right now the Turkish press is presenting him as, a great world leader talking to other world leaders. The most likely thing to happen when he goes home is to re-engage with that aggressive attack on the United States for supporting the YPG, just as he did after his meeting with President Obama not very long ago, when he met with President Obama. I think in 2016, he was, the initial photo ops were all about how he was meeting with Obama, and Obama was taking him seriously. It didn't result in any decline in sort of anti-Western, anti-American rhetoric at home.
Mm.
In the end, there's a lot for Turkey to complain about in American policy.
Right. Now, what does that mean for the Turkey's further treatment, or Ankara's further treatment of PKK or Kurds in general? I mean, sometimes innocent Kurds are suffering in Turkey because of PKK, and also the YPG. Will the in other words, Turkey won't be able to bomb them anymore, or attack them?
Yeah. I don't know how Turkey's going to respond to the YPG. It may, in fact, continue some attacks. It will need to be very, very careful to avoid endangering U.S. service people. The fight against the PKK will continue. Abuses of Kurdish civilians will, of course, continue. I don't think that there's any likelihood of the peace process being re-engaged for any time in the foreseeable future, and that's unfortunate because that's really the only way out of this circle.
This is interesting because I've read commentaries that said that because he won't get the United States to withdraw support, that he would be forced to re-engage in peace talks with Kurds at home. But you think he won't be?
No. I think that's overly optimistic.
And just finally, briefly, what do you think is the future of U.S.-Turkish relations, but at least during this U.S. administration?
Sure. I think that we've been what Stephen Cook has described as frenemies for a long time. Our relationship has been very troubled. There's not a lot holding the alliance together. It's an unhappy marriage. But like a lot of unhappy marriages, there are good reasons to stick together. And the costs of a divorce are very high. So what I really expect is for the U.S. and Turkey to sort of trundle along unhappily for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and what are those good things in the marriage? What's good for Turks and what's good for the U.S.?
Well, there's intelligence sharing. There's the simple the fact that there's been these long-term relationships. For Turkey, so much of its basic military and intelligence infrastructures assumes being part of NATO. For the United States, it means access to important military bases, connection to one of the larger powers in the region, and in the end, military relationships, they're built over time. They're not discarded lightly, and I don't think either party is going to want to turn away those relationships, even if on the short term, there's not a lot holding us together.
Thank you so much. Thank you really very much for your opinions, and I appreciate that you've taken the time to speak to us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.